planning and forecasting, advanced sourcing strategies, logistics and distribution optimization. Finance will be doing next Saturday. Human resource we have already done, and today we'll be doing IT enabled supply chain management. As you know, supply chain is a combination of number of stakeholders, right from the suppliers of raw material to the manufacturer of the good or services, then distribution of the goods, then finally it reaches the consumer. And if by chance the consumer does not like it or has some problems with it, or there's actually something wrong with the good or service, he or she should have the option to return it. So reverse logistics also applies over here. And for to make this whole process successful, information is very important. Each should note there should be through information, there is transparency, there is tracking of the whole flow. So we up what all technology we use to make this possible. See, this is a simple supply chain where it is moving from supplier to manufacturer to distributor to retailer and finally to the shopper. And there is two-way flow of all the three things: product, information and finances. Similarly, what the product, suppose the consumer has certain reservation about the product, he or she has the option to return it, and information is being shared throughout the line. And finance, like finance, when it is moving from left to right, what all money is involved in the total operation, and also when it is finally sold to the consumer, how that is distributed among the various stakeholders. So all these three things: product, information and finances, these are moving both the ways, backward as well as forward. This is a simple supply chain. Actually, in practice, we don't have a simple supply chain. In fact, we have a network. For example, over there, here also you have raw material and semi-finished product suppliers, manufacturing centers, distributors and warehouses, consumers. Material, information and fund is flowing both the ways. But this is a complex. Here you have more than one supplier. You can have the supplier can be supplying to more than one organization. So it is actually a network of all these stakeholders. And we have to see how information plays a relevant role in the supply chain. First of all, the inventory level, which includes inventory level at all the three phases, whether it is the raw material, whether it is work in progress or finished stocks or goods in transit. All the inventory level should be such that everybody in the supply chain should know what is the status and how it should be controlled or what should be maintained, so that there is minimum of loss. That is, it is not too much, then the goods demanded, or there will be loss, actual loss. And if there is less than the demanded goods, then there will be opportunity loss. In both the cases, organization will be losing money. So inventory level has to be maintained in all these four phases. Then what is the sales data? Because the sales data only will be help you in seeing what will be the demand, what will be the demand projection, then what will be the sales forecast or sales data, and master market research will give you an effective value of sales forecast. Then the order status for tracking and tracing. This helps you in timely delivery and sharing track of supply to customer. Then maintaining production and delivery schedules. Because of the transparency, because how things are moving, you are able to see. Just by sitting at one place, you know what is happening in the total supply chain, and this will help you in your maintaining your production and delivery schedules. Then what is the capacity? Because this will help you in proper planning for the entire supply chain. Suppose even if the demand is too much, if you don't have the capacity, you can utilize your full capacity to whatever fraction of the demand you can fulfill. Then what are the performance metrics on which we have to concentrate upon? Quality data, lead time, queuing delays, and service performance. These are some of the important parameters as part of supply chain management and decision making. Then to optimize supply chain with IT, we have to concentrate on these three things: transaction processing, supply chain planning and collaboration, order tracking and delivery coordination. Transaction processing is what? IT help in increasing the efficiency where the repetitive information is shared between various stakeholders of SCM. The information which is said in such a process are such as orders, billing, delivery, procurement, verifications, dispatch, activities, order codes, etc. So these transactions, how things are moving, how the transaction is taking place. So this has to be maintained throughout the supply chain, and for this we need the help of information technology. Then supply chain planning and collaboration. With Enable IT into SCM help for sharing details, data, information related to demand forecast, inventory information, production capacity information, and it helps to increase the timeliness and effectiveness in supply chain management. So we have to be very strict about the schedule. Key things are delivered at the right time, at the right place to the right person. Then order tracking and delivery coordination. It helps in monitoring of orders, shipments, and tracking entire delivery process. It helps in timely and right delivery and proper information to flow to all stakeholders. See, all these things: transaction processing, supply chain planning and collaboration, order tracking and delivery coordination. This is all that the consumer, the right consumer gets the right thing of the right quality and the right price. So what are the benefits of IT? First of all, cost is reduced, productivity increased, and improvement of product and market strategies. Since there is transparency and you know what is how things are moving in the market, you can make the right strategies to have a winning objective. So you are able to sell your product at the right price to the right people, and this cycle should go on. So for this, we need both the hardware and the software to run the whole operation. We can say that information technology is a valid organ of supply chain management. With the advancement of technologies, new products are being introduced within fraction of seconds, increasing the demand in the market. Let us study the role of information technology in supply chain management briefly. So both software as well as the hardware part needs to be considered in the advancement and maintenance of supply chain information systems. The hardware part comprises computers, input output devices like the screen, printer, mouse, and storage media. The software part comprises the entire system and application program used for processing transactions, management control, decision making, and strategic planning. Uh, Now, one of you continue. Yesterday, till this portion we had covered. So I just wanted to repeat this because both of you were not present. Javed?
Ma'am.
Uh,
Right now I am only the person
huh.
who is continuing the class. All are left. I think there is a net issue, so they are not in a group right now.
Okay, so you continue.
Okay. Critical hardware and software devices in HCM. First one is electronic data interchange, ID, barcoding scanning, RFID, data warehousing, executive support systems, decision support systems, and enterprise resource planning (ERP).
These are the there. These are the main backbone on which the total IT depends. How it has to keep a synchronize all the players or all the stakeholders, right from the supplier to the consumer in this supply chain. Uh, Continue with electronic data interchange. Hello, Javed.
Yeah,
Hello.
ma'am.
Continue karo.
Okay. First is EDI, electronic data interchange. It is the transfer of data from one computer systems to the another by the standardized message formatting without the need of human invention. EDI permits multiple companies, possibly in a different countries, to exchange the document electrically. There are the e-business purpose, for example, can be sent to the warehouse, shipment can be tracked, and invoices can be created, or any business activities which can be done electronically.
Hmm.
Okay. This is one example. Many online retailers sell product that mention the locations where the goods are stored. EDI makes it possible.
Even in your export import business, EDI plays a very important role because there's a lot of documentation in your export and import business. So these now are all
Yeah, ma'am.
on standard format, and the document can be easily exchanged. Third one, electronic data interchange. Hello, hello, Javed, can you
Ma'am,
hear me?
electronic data. Hey, your voice is break.
You can't hear me.
Your voice is break. Okay, I continue.
Hmm.
Electronic data interchange replaces postal mail, fax, and email. While email is an electronic approach, the document exchange via email must still be handled by the people rather than the computer. Having people involved the slow down the processing of the documents and also introduce errors. Instead, EDI receiver computer, for example, order management systems and processing can beginning immediately.
So you can see how now electronic data interchange has replaced all these things. Uh, these are all what exchanging of messages, postal mail, fax, email, even email, whether it is electronic, but it involves human intervention. In EDI, you don't have such things. So chances of making error is, and also the processing time is cut down. So this is a conceptual model of electronic data interchange where you have buyer's internal system and supplier's internal system. It sends a purchase order and it gets the invoice, and then the whole process starts. So this that next is your barcoding. Like barcoding, all of you are familiar with your barcoding. When you go to any shop today, whatever you purchase, the price is not written there, it is written in barcode, which a scanner can only read it. Read it, barcoding scanning. Harshita has also left.
I'm only the one.
Okay.
Nobody is in group. Actually, there is a net issue, I think.
A barcode scanner, also known as barcode reader, is an electronic device that decodes and physically captures information contained in barcodes. It consists of the following components which work together to collect the data contained in a printed barcode. Light source illuminates the barcode for proper reading. All of you must be familiar. You go to any mall, they have a scanner. When you purchase a thing, it scans the price of that and makes the billing. Lens scans the barcode image. Photoconductor translate optical impulses into electrical ones. Decoder analyzes the data and sends the content to the scanner's output part. A decoder can be internal or external. After capturing an image, barcode scanners link to a host computer to pass along the scanned information. This automates the data collection process so organizations can reduce human errors and expedite tasks such as tracking, inventory, managing assets, and monitoring point of sale transactions. This is a photograph of a, this is the barcode and this is the scanner. It reads the information from this and decodes it. Then you have the next thing which is available is RFID, radio frequency identification. RFID is an acronym for radio frequency identification, and it refers to a technology whereby digital data encoded in RFID tags or smart labels. This is just a more upgradation and a better way of what the barcode was doing. Defined below are captured by a reader via radio waves. RFID is similar to barcoding in that data from a tag or label are captured by a device that stores the data in a database. RFID, however, has served several advantages over system that uses barcode access tracking software. The most noted that RFID tag data can be read outside the line of sight, whereas barcode must be aligned with an optical scanner. So even at a remote place, it can read it. So RFID belongs to a group of technologies referred to as automatic identification data capture. AIDC, which is automatic identification and data capture, identify objects, collect data about them, and enter those data directly into computer systems with little or no human intervention. So you see, gradually the human intervention is being mitigated as far as possible make it as as far as possible make it as less as it interferes with the transactions. RFID method utilizes radio waves to accomplish this. At a simple level, RFID system consists of three components: an RFID tag or smart label, an RFID reader, and an antenna. Because antenna, with that, it catches the information. RFID tag contain an integrated circuit and an antenna which are used to transmit data to the RFID reader, also called an interrogator. The reader then converts the radio waves into a more usable form of data. Information collected from the tag is then transferred through a communications interface to a most host computer system where the data can be stored in a database and analyzed at a later time. So here the whole job is done more automatically, and it can be done from a remote place also. It not need not be in the same place. So to understand this RFID communication, you have to first understand RFID tags and readers. RFID tags have two parts: an AC integrated circuit for storing and processing information, an antenna for retrieving and transmitting data. Because you have to catch the data, store it, process it. So for this, you have two parts. And there are three different types of readers: passive reader, active tag; active reader, passive tag; active reader, active tag. So PRAT, which is passive reader active tag, it only receives signals from active tags. Battery operated transmit only. Then active reader, passive tag readers transmit interrogator signals and also receives authentication from passive tags. While active reader, active tags readers use active tags awoken with an interrogator signal from the active reader. So these three types of readers are there. In most cases, RFID readers device sends a signal via radio signals to the RFID tag, and the data is received through the tag's antenna. And then it is being converted into information. Because this information is essential for the smooth functioning of the supply chain management. You can see how this is a reader, this is the computer system, this is the antenna, this is the transponder. So antenna catches the signal from the transponder, receives signals. Transponder is charged with enough energy to send back an identifying response. Reader broadcasts signal through antenna. Reader sends information data to computer system for collecting, logging, and processing. So everything is captured in this computer system, which can be further analyzed and used for their running the supply chain in a smoother way. This is RFID tag. This is RFID antenna. This is the application. So here the exchange of data, electronic magnetic field to energize tag, data is being sent, and that is application. So here it is being stored in the computer, and further analysis of the data is done. So you first of all you have the EDI, electronic data interchange. You have barcoding. You have RFID, which is frequency identification. Then you have data warehousing. All these are used for making the supply chain management, the whole process more transparent and managing the whole affair in the optimum way. Now, what is data warehousing? Can you, Javed, can you hear me? क्या हम ऐसे ही बक बक कर रहे हैं?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you read this data warehousing.
Just a minute, ma'am. I'm driving right now.
Oh, you are driving.
That's why I'm mute the mobile.
Okay. Then I'll continue. Data warehousing. Data warehousing is the process of constructing and using a data warehouse. A data warehouse is constructed by integrating data from multiple heterogeneous sources. So it is just like a warehouse. Only thing over here, data is stored. Just like you have a warehouse where all the goods are stored, and from there it goes to the retailer, and from retailer to the consumer. So over here, data is all types of data, all from all the different sources are stored, so that it can be further analyzed and used in the way it has to be used. Heterogeneous sources that support analytical reporting, structured and or ad hoc queries, decision making, all these things are done with the help of data warehousing. Data warehousing involves data cleaning, data integration, and data consolidations, where it has to be clubbed, whether something which is not useful has to be deleted. All these things are, which all data has to be integrated. Everything is done in data warehousing. There are decision support technology that help utilize the data available in a data warehouse. Decision support system helps you in taking decision. If you don't have the information, suppose you just like uh, you want to take admission somewhere. So now you have, because of the internet, because of the information technology, data about all the available colleges are at your fingertips. You can make decision. Maybe your decision is according to the placement they offer, maybe the fees they send you, the location of that place, everything. Whatever are your parameter, you can pick and choose the place where you want to study. So these are possible only because of information technologies. So similarly, in a supply chain also, because of the availability of data and the interpretation which you have made through the data, you can take decisions. These technologies help executives to use the data warehouse quickly and effectively. They can gather data, analyze it, and take decisions based on the information present in the data warehouse. The information gathered in a data warehouse can be used in any of the following domains. Turning production strategies. The product strategies can be well tuned by repositioning the products and managing the product portfolios by computing the sales quarterly or yearly. So you can see how your sale is going on. Accordingly, suppose the sale is increasing, then you can increase your production. So you can change your strategies, from where to get the raw material, how much to produce, where to send, distribute it. All these things can be done through the help of information technology. Customer analysis. Customer analysis is done by analyzing the customer's buying preferences, buying time, budget cycles, etc. You can do, for example, today when you go to a shop, immediately they ask for your mobile number. Why? They store all your data so that in future if something new or new of anything is new is offered by their organization or their shop, they can immediately send that message to you, and you can accordingly take the decision. Then operation analysis. Data warehousing also helps in customer relationship management and making environmental corrections. The information can also allow us to analyze business operations. So in operations also it helps you in helps data warehousing helps in taking doing what is right for the customer, what is the environmental issues. All these things are done through data warehousing. So what are the functions of data warehouse? First of all, it is data extraction. Actually, without data, because today you compare data with oil, which is with the data. If you have the data, you have the winning advantages. If you don't have, you are at a losing end. So, first of all, data has to be extracted from various sources. You have to involve gathering data from multiple heterogeneous sources. Then, second is data cleaning, involves finding and correcting the errors in data. Third is your data transformation, involves converting the data from legacy format to warehouse format. Data loading involves sorting, summarizing, consolidating, checking integrity, and building indices and partitions so that it is in a structured way so that you can use the data readily to solve your problems. Refreshing involves updating from data sources to warehouses, because data is also evolving. What is true for today might not be true for tomorrow. Uh, So you have to keep on refreshing yourself and updating yourself so that you are in tune with the market condition. So this is your uh, conceptual picture of a data warehouse. You have operation systems, you have ERP, enterprise resource planning, you have CRM, customer relationship management, flat files. All these things helps you in storing data. So this is extraction, transformation, and loading. From these various sources, you are loading it into data warehouse, summary of the data, raw data, metadata, all this. Then it has to be analyzed, it has to be reported, it has to be mined. What you are gathering, mining, you are gathering from these data. So this is the use of data warehouse. Then you have executive support system, or this is a software which is used by the top executive of any organization. They don't want everything in detail, but they want to a summary report of the whole affair, a holistic report of the whole affair. And wherever, because of the hyperlinking, if they want detail of anything, they can easily, it should be linked with the detail. So they can, at the click of a mouse, they can see the whole report. The summary has to be there, whatever this is. This is mostly for unstructured decision making. So this is for the top executive of the, this is used by them. An executive support system is a software that allows users to transform enterprise data into quickly accessible and executive level reports. An executive support system enhances decision making for executives Here it is top executive. It is mostly unstructured. ESS is also known as Executive Information System. So it helps the topmost executives to take decision. For example, I suppose a automobile company wants to launch a new car. So it should know what is the market condition, what will be the demand, what are the features which the consumer want. So accordingly, they can produce the product. So everything, both the internal, their own capacity, internal and external, everything about the external situation and the internal situation, so that they can map these together and make strategic decisions regarding that product or service. So as I told you, internal data source, external data source, that are integrated databases, analytical software tools, and it goes to the executive workstation, executive 1, 2, 3. It can be more than 3, it can be one only. I've just given you a conceptual picture of what is an executive support system. Then you have decision support system. It is for the middle level managers. A decision support system is an information system that supports business or organization decision making activities at the middle. Like for example, that can be at someone as CEO or someone or MD. This is for the functional manager, whether it is he or she is in finance, HR, operations, marketing. So all the information, and this is semi-structured. That was almost unstructured decision making, where nothing was, the information was there, but the decision was being taken by the executive. Over here it is semi structured, some part are structured, and they make use of both models as well as data. They can have models. Suppose you have a regression model, if these are the inputs, what will be the output? If suppose your sale depends upon the number of footfall. So if you have the data, you can substitute in the model and take the decision. So over here, it is more of a structure, but sometimes it can be just giving you number of answers. Suppose you change and see, and then you take decision. It will support your decision. Decision support systems serve the management, operations, and planning levels of an organization, usually mid and higher management, and help people make decisions about problems that may be rapidly changing and not easily specified in advance. That is unstructured and semi-structured decision problems. Decision support system can be either fully computerized, a human powered, or a combination of both. So this is the conceptual, like you have trans, data from transaction processing system, knowledge, MIM management, that is at the lowest level. Then it goes to database. You have model, you can have statistical model, you can have operational model, you have planning model, forecasting models. All these data from database can be put into this model and get various answers, and on based on that you can analyze and take. TPS is transaction processing system, KWS is knowledge work system, MIS is management information system. Actually management information system, it is generally used for the structured information which is flowing at the lowest level, but it is also used for the total management system, where you use system means integrated way, management means managing the whole affair in an integrated and a systematic way. So and then this is the whole part of DSS, that this is, and you can suppose I can give you an example. Suppose you want to uh, produce tabletop. Now, what should be the thickness of the tabletop? So you can change the dimensions and see what is the cost like. So whatever suits you best, and the quality is also not compromised. Both the things you have to see, the cost and the quality. So you can take the decision accordingly. With the help of the software, this can be done immediately. You don't have to waste any time on that. If you're doing it manually, suppose you know if you produce a tabletop of such and such dimension, the cost will be such. Now you alter that dimension and see what will be the cost. That will require time. But if you just change the data in a model, it will immediately give you the result and you can take your decisions. So as I told you, there are two things in a decision support system. Uh, a database management system model. In model, you can have statistical models, you can have manipulations. So these things are there. Users interface is there, which helps you to, whoever is using this database will can interact with the decision support system and take the decision. So here decision support system is aimed at top managers and middle managers with emphasis on change, flexibility, and a quick response. DSS decision support system components are a database management system. A DBMS collects, organizes, and processes data and information. The primary task is to capture the data that can be used with the other components of the DSS to make decisions. A critical objective is to centralize all data proper form and sufficient detail so that it is accessible for decision making. Model, concept, or situation representation. It can model can be statistical or manipulation. This aspect of the DSS produces meaningful information by relating the data into the models. Users interface helps the user to interact with the system and to analyze its results. Important features of a DSS interface should be to use friendliness, meaning its simplicity, flexibility, and capability of presenting data and model output. So it should be in such a way that the user should be able to understand it. And if there is certain changes, it should be able to incorporate those changes. Finally, we come to enterprise resource planning. This means all the functional areas, whatever is there in the enterprise, they are integrated together. Because see, just like any living organism, there are so many organs in your body, but they are interacting with each other for the well-being of the person. So similarly, in a organization also, you have basically four functional areas: uh, finance, HR, marketing, and operations. But what the objective is the same for the same, the well-being of the organization, for the profitability of the organization, for increasing the productivity of the organization, and these four together. So this enterprise resource planning integrates everything. Whatever data is collected at one place and it is shared throughout the organization, and it is made in a modular form so that they work separately as well as they are at the same time integrating with other functional area. This is a system that combines all of the information or operations of a company into a single unit. The standard ERP system will utilize both computer hardware and software in order to achieve this. Perhaps one of the most important parts of the ERP system is the central database. The database will be used to store information from various modules. When the term ERP was originally coined, it was used to describe systems that were designed to use multiple resources. It was commonly connected to the manufacturing industry, but now even the service industry are using it. The term is used today to in a much broader context. The goal of ERP is to unify the various functions of an institution. However, the use of enterprise resource planning is not simply limited to corporation. It is commonly used by non-profit organizations, government agencies, and other institutions. In order for a system to be recognized as an ERP, it must meet a certain requirement. The software must be capable of giving functionality to one unit that would commonly have to use multiple systems. For example, a system that was able to combine two elements into a whole, such a system that combined payroll with accounting, would be a module for enterprise resource planning. So, in a finance, you have so many subsystems in financial systems also. You have so many subsystems in marketing systems also. You have so many subsystems in your operations. You have similarly in HR. So they can work separately on their own functional areas as well as communicate with others where their data and information is required. However, the total ERP can be much more complex than this. The reason why it is so powerful because it reduced the need to have an outside interface available for two separate systems. In addition to this, the cost of maintenance is lower and standard is created. Another powerful aspect of ERP is that the reporting functions of the system are greatly improved. There are a number of organizations that could greatly benefit from using ERP applications. Some of these organizations are supply chain, financial companies, and human resources. The most important aspect of ERP is integration. So now the organization is working as a living organism, just like any living organism. There are so many different organs, but they are communicating with each other, and it is being controlled by the brain of that particular organism. So similarly over here again we are integrating the total enterprise. The information or data from various parts of an organization must be compressed into a single entity. So here the whole organization is working as a single entity. It is not keep marketing is separate from HR is separate from operations it is all are working together for the same objective. Their functions might be different, but the objective is the same. And for that, total integration of the enterprise is very essential. So over here, I've just shown you how there is a central from customers, suppliers. At one end, you have the suppliers, at the other end, you have the customer. And this, excuse me, this is the central database which has all the data regarding the various operations going on in the organization. And it is interacting with reporting applications, sales and delivery, financial applications, manufacturing applications, inventory and supply data, human resource data, service applications. This is the total integration of the enterprise. And with these information technology tools, we make a successful supply chain integration. Because without the integration, the optimization in the result of the supply chain is not possible. Do you have any question, Javed? I did not get any response from you. Hello? I don't know whether you are present or not. I'm just doing bug myself.